Okay, this one was from my friend Antonio Medina, and you have his location, Multivision Research, PCRIOT.com, MYOPIA, and feedback will be. Now, I published my first paper in 1979, Antonio in 1980. So here is the basic feedback diagram. My model is slightly different since you get the air signal from the retina itself and it controls the lens of the eye. But when you have good friends talking, you solve problems. You don't defend a position, you try and look for scientific truth. And in that informal environment, you get close to the truth. So here's my myopia theory. This is long, so please log on and read it. Real people and problem of myopia, more than a story, it's a history. It is the theory of myopia. Mine is the theory of all completely normal eyes starting at birth. That's a slight nuance, I suppose, but it makes a big difference when you talk about the eye's behavior. So it's that nearsightedness, a thing called nearsightedness. And you talk complex, simple, so forth, and so forth. If you talk about the eye as a control system, it's very easy. The eye has a refractive state, which you measure with your Snellen using test lenses. So he goes onward, and there's Antonio Medina. And the history feedback, refraction and human perspective. Please read this. You can log on. And he talks about born in a car, spring day, 22 years old. So he, like me, had a fresh idea. The word emmetropic means a refractive state of exactly zero. Well, no eye has it. The eye changed its refractive state from plus to minus as a control system. But that's a nuance which needs to be understood. Optometrists always use emmetropia, hyperopia, and myopia. They're all refractive states of the fundamental eye from my perspective. So he comes up with this idea. And when you're relaxed, you think. And as an engineer, he certainly thought. Myopia, hyperopia, and emmetropia are just response to a feedback system, very close to what I say, except I say I must measure myself. They're not diseases, they're refractive states of the completely normal eye when measured by an engineer. Okay, please log on to this, read it. A German paper which noted that the Gaussian distribution of emmetropia. Emmetropia is a refractive state that is not exactly zero. Positive refractive, negative refractive state, they call it emmetropia, where the eye must have a refractive state of exactly zero to be normal. I really dispute that issue. And he talks about curves and so forth. Okay, well, again, I always enjoy these discussions. I built a working model of the completely normal eye using, building the model and see how it closely matches the experimental data for all primate eyes. Accuracy is very great. You just can't use the word emmetropization. There's a publication, Spain, España, 1979. You work on the pieces of the puzzle. And the eye as accordion, well, he talked about his personal history. Experiment made up my mind. Well, the eye just servoed to the accommodation signal. It's a all-over control system. Experience in Cambridge University. And he did work for NASA. The view of distant seen through minus lens is equivalent to viewing a replica of the same at close distance. Feedback theory told me that was the reason he developed myopia. And in fact, the minus lens means the eye changes its refractive state in the direction and magnitude of the minus lens. Let me keep going. And there is from Cambridge University, Cambridge. Myopia research used to the USA. Okay, please read it. If you want to talk to optometrists or ophthalmologists, you have to use the word hyperopia, emmetropia, and myopia. They are all refractive states of the completely normal eye in every way I can measure the eye. It's too bad this man is not better known. What is emmetropization anyway? To me, there's the early definition of emmetropization. And then modern definition of emmetropization. To me, no eye does that. They all control to the average of accommodation. Let me keep going here. Do need eye doctor, and that's NASA. He worked for Hubble. And they worked on the Hubble. Well, the enemy. Myopia is not a disease or a defect. It's just fooling emmetropization. Okay, you'll find most of my data is from the primate eyes, where the distribution is very clear. Myopia kicks in. Failure of emmetropization. Well, it's exactly zero. Feedback theory of emmetropy is just another theory. Well, I don't know what you mean by theory. My theory just says you measure the refractive states and that's all you measure. And the refractive state of the eye just follows the accommodation signal. Emmetropization is an extra feature that, as far as I'm concerned, was invented to match the back theory that all eyes are bad box cameras. Definition. Okay, it's 9 minutes here. I'd be glad to discuss this, newer work, and so forth. Takes time to go through that. This is 10 minutes. I would log on to this on Google and read it. It's very good. We all should have these pleasant academic debates about the dynamic behavior of all eyes starting at birth. You can learn from it. So I'll let you go, and please read it if you have an academic mind and a sense of curiosity, wonder, making order of the eye's behavior. Thank you, Antonio Medina. You did an incredibly good job here. I'll go ahead and post this.